Good day, friends. This is Dr. Michele Alignay. Welcome to Coffee Break. I missed you the past weeks. Things are very different. Things are challenging. Yes, I got sick. My family got sick, but thankfully, thank God, we're getting better. We're recovering, and so, to start off our conversation here in Coffee Break this August, I thought it will be very fitting for us this to talk about self care. So I'm going to do a Care for You series here at Coffee Break for the whole month of August. Yes, August is my favorite time of yes. It's my birthday, and I'm going to announce something special later on in the month that I'm launching a book. Yeah. I'm launching a book. I'm launching a book that I made during the pandemic. And I know that many of us would be blessed by that book. And I'm going to pre sell that book via an online event. So watch out for the details. Okay. So good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon to everyone. Say hi. How are you today? I just would like to check in with every one of you who could be here listening. Alam ko na na-miss natin yung isa't isa. Hi, Darwin. Hi, Liam. Hi, Cassiopeia. And my husband is watching also. So, hi to everyone. I would like to check in with you. And how are you doing? Kumusta kayo? Sana healthy tayong lahat. And, things really happen. Things happen for a reason. Things are happening. But, yes, is it sadly that we get sick, or maybe it's also a blessing in disguise? But I would like us to focus on this. I thought of this topic uh, in sickness and in self-care. Yan. Bakit ko naisip tong title na in sickness and in self-care? In sickness and in self-care. Why did I thought of that? Because many are getting sick. Many still have COVID. Maybe we are just thankful that it's not the severe COVID that we know before when it started in 2020. But we are hit by different matters. Either it's COVID, either it's the regular flu. Some are actually sick because of dengue, and some could be sick because of other things, the usual sickness that we all encounter. But we do get sick, right? We do get sick, and others could be having mental health challenges. That's another area altogether. So we could be having physical illness, or we could be having also mental health concerns. So kung ano man yung pinagdadaanan nyo, can you just tell me in the chat, how are you today? How are you feeling today? Ako personally, I'm feeling that I would like to go live, but I still feel tired. I think that's one of the post-COVID effect that what's happening to me is that I easily get tired. That's why I thought it would be very fitting for me to share with you the learnings that I have this past 2 weeks of getting sick. So this Care for You series, I'm going to start it. So the next few weeks, we're talking about self-care. Going to talk about self-care. I'm going to have an online event. Yan, sasabihin ko na sa inyo, for those of you who are watching, I'm going to have an online event on August 31 that's going to be the pre-selling of my book. But it's going to be a learning session, but it's going to be a pre-selling of the book. So it's going also to be a fundraising. So if you register and pay the necessary fee, the minimum fee, na bless ka na, may libro ka pa, natuto ka pa, at nakabless ka pa ng iba. Yan yung magiging, it's going to be my birthday celebration, fundraising for the Light of Jesus Pastoral Care Ministry. And it's also going to be the pre-selling of my book. Why pre-selling? Ibig sabihin, pag nilaunch namin yung book, kayo yung unang meron. Kayo yung unang meron, wala pa siya sa bookstand, wala pa siya online, sa inyo unang-unang ipapadala yon. So, let's go to our topic. So, for those of you who are here, I don't know what's happening with you. Either you're accessing it live right now via YouTube or Facebook, or you are the team replay. So, sa mga nagti-team replay, sabihin nyo if you are the team replay. So, here, let's talk about in sickness and in self-care. What are our tendencies when we get sick? Actually, as I said earlier, many are sick. Literally, it's uh but we also say many times that health is our priority, and that's so true. Pero sa totoo lang, itong season na to dito sa bansa natin in the Philippines, this is actually the time where most sickness happens, right? So here, other illness, any illness, kahit anong sakit can actually take a toll on us. Even if it's just rhinitis, even if it's just cough, allergy, all these things can actually take a toll on us. Kasi katawan natin yung naaapektuhan. And I would like you to reflect about how these sicknesses, illnesses, diseases affect you. Paano nga ba tayo naapektuhan? Have you ever thought kung ano yung nag-adjust sa katawan mo? Paano ka naapektuhan? Nainis ka ba? Ako for a time parang, wow, I'm getting impatient because of my progress in recovery. So, but then I have to tell myself, hey, it's not in your control. You can just help your body, but the rest is up to your body to respond. So, it affects our work, and sometimes it affects also the dealings in the family, you know, how to relate with your family members and everyone else. And it affects it affects us in doing what we love. 'Di ba? Pag may sakit, parang you just don't want to do something that you like to do. Parang indicator nga yun that you are sick. It's because you're not functioning the way you're usually functioning. Yun yung isang indicator na parang, for example, there's a hobby that you like so much, but when you're sick, I don't want to do this. So that's an indicator. Another thing, I would like you to reflect that if you got sick the past 2 years, either with COVID or anything, paano ka nabago nito? Paano ka naapektuhan? Because it's very important that we also check ourselves. Bakit ba ako madaling magkasakit? Or kung nagkasakit man ito, ano yung natutunan ko dito? Or ano yung hindi ko dapat gawin next time? So that I can recover better, I will not easily get sick, ano ba yung dapat kong mode sa trabaho pag when sickness happens, and what helped you in your recovery. That's something very critical. That's the focus of what we're going to talk about. What helped you recover? Anong nakatulong sa'yo sa pag-recover? So, for, sorry, for those of you who are here, please put there in the chat, ano yung mga nakatulong sa inyo mag-recover when at some point you got sick? Can you put that in the chat box? Can you put that in the comment section? Okay, the irony of sickness, the irony of getting sick, the irony of sickness is that it affects our energy reserves. It affects us. As I said, it affects so many aspects of our life. Takes away our interest in doing what we love, what we enjoy doing. Ayaw natin, di ba? Parang, for me as a mom, ang indicator ko minsan that my kids are not really well, that they're really sick, is that they don't have the appetite that they do when they eat, or what they like doing, it's not interesting for them anymore. So that's an indicator. We need to acknowledge the irony of sickness, diba? It pulls you away from, ayan, people are saying self-reflection, self-examine, essential oils help a lot, agree. It takes us away from what we love to do. It takes us away even with our purpose, diba? Yung halimbawa lang, when we get sick, of course, you limit yourself hugging your kid. So it limits that purpose of being, the comfort of the kids, the mom. So it limits also your work time, or you don't attend work because you just need to recover. So it limits your sense of purpose. So we need to acknowledge, but friends, one of the biggest thing that sickness can teach us is that we need to realize that we are not always we are not always strong, and we are, mortals. We are not immortal. Marami akong naririnig na ang common nilang advice for people is that magpakatatag ka, wag kang susuko, labanan mo lang yan, be strong, stay strong. While they are well-meaning, at some point, reflect nyo nga, kailangan ba talagang strong and super all the time? Kailangan ba talaga na ako lang, kailangan di makita ng mga anak ko na I'm weak, magpakatatag ka. Para sa pamilya mo, kailangan kanila pwede nga kailangan nila ako, pero kailangan ko rin naman sila at kailangan ko rin yung sarili ko. So, try to think about that. Try to think about how these patterns, how these usual insights that we hear, um, hindi tayo super, hindi tayo always strong, and that we are really mere mortals, we have to reflect how it's actually affecting us. Because if we keep pretending and we keep projecting an image that kaya natin, kaya ko lahat, it will actually be counterproductive to the topic. Kasi many people think that in order for them to be very strong, ay hindi sila pwedeng magpakita ng weakness. Kailangan laging busy, kailangan laging productive, kailangan may ginagawa. But sickness, the third point that I would like you to reflect about. So the first thing is that uh, we sickness can actually take a toll on us. It's the first point that I would like you to realize. The second, the irony of sickness, it affects our energy reserves and it pulls us away from what we love to do, from the life that we have. The third thing is that we need to acknowledge that we are not always strong, we are not always super, and we do not need to be. That's the third one. The fourth one that I would like you to reflect about these points. Sickness is a way for our body to speak to us. My doctor friend, doctor preacher friend, Dr. Didoy Lobaton would always say, listen to what your body is telling you. And then that's a mantra that I already have with myself. That and when we get sick, for example, we have a headache, we have a tummy ache, or you just have diarrhea, or bakit grabe yung migraine mo pag ganitong season. Ang magandang tanong dito is that, what is my body telling me? Kung bumaba yung resistensya natin, for example, in this sickness that we had, I know bumaba yung resistensya ko because I easily got sick. I need to reflect, teka lang, ano ba yung mga stress events? Ano ba yung mga recurring events sa buhay ko bago to nangyari? Bakit bumaba resistensya ko? Am I getting enough sleep? Did I expose myself too much? So it's something, and then what is my body telling me? Does it need rest? Does it need sleep? Does it need good nutrition? Does it need to be cared for? Does it just needs to recalibrate itself? So kailangan ko ba siyang tulungan? So when we are sick, it's not that our body is punishing us. Our body is signaling us. So it's very critical and it's very important that we know the signals of our bodies. Hindi natin siya papakinggan pag meron na tayong severe disease and illness. Papakinggan pa natin siya, hindi ito nag-iinarte. Pero kailangan maging attune tayo sa katawan natin para yung maliliit niyang binubulong sa atin or pinaparamdam, kailangan na nating tingnan kasi baka may pinanggagalingan hindi maganda. Okay, so another thing is that we usually, when our bodies are not okay, we usually take medicine, and we there's nothing wrong with that. But I am a believer that you have to help your body. The medicine will help you, but you have to help your body. It cannot be that you're sick with flu or with COVID, and then you're taking the medicine naman eh. Anyway, may gamot na, papasok na lang ako. Hindi pa naman ako fully okay, pero ang dami kong gagawin. That is not good. Kasi inaabuso natin yung katawan. We are running actually on the synthetic medicine that we put on our body, but we are not helping our body to fully recover. There's another thing that, di bali, okay lang yan, may kailangan kasi akong gawin eh. So, isa Monday ko na lang i-leave or something. So, ngayon mo nararamdaman yung sakit, tapos ipopostpone mo yung leave mo kasi there are important matters. While it is good, I think it's more counterfeit kasi pag grumabi yung sakit, mas malala, mas matagal kang mag-leave, mas matagal yung effect, di ba? Mas magre-relapse. So, we cannot just ignore it. It cannot be medicine alone. For example, for those who have high BP or, matataas yung blood sugar, kakain sila ng bawal and then they're gonna tell themselves, may gamot naman. It's not it. We have to help our bodies. The thing is, we also cannot ignore the signals. Signals are there. They are gifts. They are actually gifts. So, is a fever a sickness? No, a fever is a signal. Is headache a sickness or migraine a sickness? It could be a signal, 'di ba? Yung sakit ng tiyan or diarrhea, is that the main sickness? It could be a signal that something is not well. So you have to learn how to listen rather than ignore. So also, we have to learn to assist our bodies to recover. Hindi pwedeng gamot lang. Hindi pwedeng, ay, itutulog ko lang yan. Hindi na ako inom ng gamot. Itutulog ko na lang. Itutulog ko na lang, anyway, I'll be better. Anyway, ganyan naman ako dati eh. Itinutulog ko lang, okay na. Pero iba yung dati. Posibleng iba yung sakit dati. Posibleng iba yung tone ng body mo dati. What works before may not work now. What works usually when you have flu may not work for COVID. 'Di ba? Ako, yan yung realization ko. Yung ito, ang bilis ko dati na ganito, pero ito, iba pala yung nararamdaman. So, you really have to learn how to help yourself. So, through that, because we need to learn how to assist our bodies to fully recover and heal, dyan natin ipapasok yung self-care. Self-care, it's actually a way to assist our bodies to heal, recover, and be better. So, in sickness and in self-care. But friends, the tricky part is that when we're sick, our tendency is that gusto na lang natin humiga. Gusto na lang natin kalimutan lahat. Gusto na lang natin magmukhang may sakit tayong sinusuot natin, yung pinaka-comfortable wear natin. Tapos, of course, minsan we're sweaty. We don't look good. We don't feel good to begin with. And we don't take pains to look good. Diba? So, it's a chicken and egg thing. Self-care, we don't do it when we're better. Kasi madalas ko marinig yan, ay pag may time na ako, ay mag-self-care na lang ako pag naka-recover na ako. We don't wait for that kasi we don't know when we will fully recover. One thing that I keep doing even though I have fever, even though that I'm sick, is actually to do yoga. Yoga is really working wonders for my body. Hindi ko naman finorce yung sarili ko to do the there's level 1, 2, 3. Hindi ko ginawa yung level 3. Hindi ko ginawa yung level 2. Nandun lang ako sa level 1 or level 1, 2, and what I did is that I chose the classes that will actually be very helpful in stretching my body and helping with my circulation and helping me sweat, which is very helpful. So, yun. Kasi, I cannot tell myself na pag magaling na ako, saka ko to gagawin. Hindi. Yun yung way ko para tulungan yung katawan ko. For some, they do water therapy. For some, they soak in the sun. For others, anong ginagawa nyo? Pag kayo'y may sakit, anong ginagawa nyo? Hindi pwedeng iintay na lang natin na gumaling tayo. Hindi pwedeng puro gamot lang pero nagpupuyat ka pa rin. Inaabuso mo pa rin yung katawan mo, all you're eating are junk food. So it's not really in sync with what we truly would like to have to recover. Self-care, it's not being weak. Self-care, it's not being selfish. We usually share that. It's actually supportive of yourself and our well-being. Kaya natin ginagawa yung self-care kahit na may sakit tayo para paalala sa katawan natin at sa sarili natin na I am here for you. Even though you're sick, even though you're weak right now, I am here supporting you. That's a way to remind ourselves to do that. So for me, it's very important for me that self-care continue to happen even though that we are struggling with sickness. Self-care is continuously done no matter how simple, no matter how little. It's supposed to be done kahit na parang minsan ayaw mo nang mag-isip kasi nga may sakit. The thing is, as I said, when we're sick, we remove ourselves away from the things that we like. The tendency is that when we are sick also, gusto natin mukha talagang may sakit. Pero ako, for me, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. So here are the things that I realize is helpful when we're stressed, severely sick, or, sick and recovering. Here are the ways that self-care activities, or here are the self-care activities that can actually help us while we're sick. So, I'll give you some tips. The first one, add beauty to your physical space. So, bakit sinabi na beauty? Beauty has a psychological effect. Hindi kailangan na maganda. if you need to change your bed sheet so that your linens will be, comfortable to your skin, do it. Kung kailangan mong maglagay ng bulaklak or halaman sa kwarto mo para maiba, para mas gumanda, do it because it's needed in your physical space. Personally, I lost smell. My smell is really stunted because of COVID, but I need to continuously using my essential oil. So yung um, mga mga oily girls here, I know you can relate. Na kahit hindi ko naamoy, why? Because I would like the essence of the oil to clear the space and to help my body also. So there you go. So you have to add beauty. You have to stimulate the senses. The eyes, the smell, even the taste. Pagandahin mo yung kinakain mo kahit wala kang gana. And kumbaga, i-level up mo. You make yourself feel that, hey, I know I'm recovering and you are important. So that's the first one. Add beauty and to your senses and to your physical space. The second one, do the exercise that can be helpful for you. Either it's a short walk, slow walk. Either it stretches, and for me, as I said earlier, it's yoga. Why? Because one, it can help me sweat. The second is that it's helping my body stretch. It's helping me circulate. And hindi ko pinapabayaan na maglag lang yung strength ko. So it's not about getting slim, but it's about taking care of ourselves. That's my way of taking care of myself. So it helped a lot. Super. Kasi yung talagang when I sweat, I really sweat when I do that. So that's the second one. Do something that will help your body circulate. So hindi yan pwedeng tulog lang lahat. So you have to move your body. Movement is very critical. I'm not saying strenuous movement, but healthy movements, appropriate movements can be very helpful. So the third one, find ways to sweat. Kailangan magpawis tayo. Kung if we're sick or kailangan we need to expel, either it is through bowel movement or it is ano ba bang way to expel natin, through the nose, the sweat, anything, kung meron pangit sa system natin, kailangan natin yan mailabas. So for me, I have, since mga 3 years ago, meron akong home sauna. So it's the bubble sauna that you just pop yourself in and then there's the steam. So ever since, whenever I'm not feeling well, I just put that, I just set it up, nilalagay ko yung sarili ko dun sa home sauna, and it's helping me sweat kasi ang sarap ng pakiramdam after. Another thing that I do is actually, I use Epsom salt to soak my feet in hot water para rin yan sa mag-expel ng mga other toxins in the system. So, kailangan tulungan yung sarili, di ba? So, find ways to expel everything that in your system that does not belong there. So, another one, say no to work matters. Ayan, sa mga nagkasakit dito, I have to do it. I have to deliberately do it kahit na ang daming work na nag-iintay, kahit na alam ko na parang ah parang ay parang ang daming expected from work na kailangan gawin. Pero alam nyo, ang hirap na hirap akong i-tune off kahit na hindi ko binubuksan yung laptop. Nahihirapan ako mag-tune off ng thoughts. Naghirapan ako mag-tune off ng utak ko kasi ang daming, because I'm in a restful mode, ang daming gumaganang isip, malikot yung isip. There are too many thoughts regarding work that's in my head and I just need to put it down. If you can, friends, it's very important for you to actually help your body by tuning off from work. It's needed. Another, set up a relaxing space at home. So when you sleep, it's important for us to actually help ourselves sleep. Yung mag-signal ka na sa katawan mo, take a warm bath, take a really good bath, use the body care that you love, like what I do. Talagang hindi ko tinitipid yung body care ko, like my soaps. Another thing is that put on loungewear na masarap suot. Yung bang hindi yung tattered mo na parang nakakaawa yung itsura mo na pantulog. Suot mo yung masarap masarap. Your body will thank you because maginhawa yung suot mo. So relaxing and Sleep in a less stimulating place. Kung may nanonood ng videos in your room, and then maybe ask them not to watch there, and you yourself, you have to force yourself not to actually indulge. Ay, may sakit naman ako eh. Mag-indulge na lang ako dito sa series or sa Netflix or sa K-drama that you're watching. Actually, it's not healthy because your mind is overly stimulated. Plus, baka napupuyat ka pa. Lalong bumababa yung resistensya. Diba? So, am I making sense, friends? Another thing, another way that you can continue to take care of yourself is actually to pray, to meditate, to sing worship songs, and to just do reflections. It's critical. It's important. Sometimes nakakatamad, sometimes nakakaantok, but it's actually very helpful because we need to acknowledge na, hey Lord, I know I'm sick, I know I'm weak, I know that I'm not mortal, but I know you're going to heal me. So it's just being in the disposal of our Maker, of our Creator, of our gods that I need you to heal me. I need you to help me. Diba? So that is actually anchoring ourselves in someone bigger than us. Okay, the last 2 points: self-care while sick and recovering. So it's do not. Of course, this is very important: nutrition, water, and sleep. Nutrition, including good food, gulay, water, and sleep. Ako, friends, ang sarap matulog ng tama at mahaba kasi yan talaga yung way natin mag-reboot yung sarili. And then good water and sleep are very critical. At ang last point ko, I think I have 10 points. So the first one, add beauty to your physical space and to your senses. The second, do yoga and stretching. The third, find ways to sweat or expel toxins in your system. That's the third. Four, saying no to work matters or log off from work. Five, set up a relaxing and a less stimulating space for you to sleep and relax and recover. Six, bring out your body care launch clothes that you feel good about. Ayan yung sinasabi ko. Do I need dapat ba nagme-makeup pag may sakit? Pwede naman. If it will make you feel good, do it. Bring out the body care lounge clothes that you feel good about. 7, pray, meditate, or do body scan. Yan, ganda yan, friends. And then the ninth, do not, nutrition, water, and good sleep. And the 10th, I'm going to remind myself this one. Do not force yourself to work and recover normally. Do not force yourself at all. Do not force yourself, period. I think what this COVID has taught me is that to be more patient with my recovery, to be more patient with myself, that, and we're not supposed to do automatically, ay, okay na ako, clear na ako, ay, okay na ako, magaling na ako. Hindi natin dapat na automatic na, ay, yun yung naiwan ko nung bago ako nagkasakit. I will just work like 10 hours a day and do everything that I've been doing then. No, it's not gonna work that way. We have to slowly do it. We have to pace ourselves. We have to patient with our body. So if you see I have a little hingal because I am still pacing myself. And do I need to feel bad about it? No, I just feel that I need to acknowledge the progress of my body and to respect it. Because it has its space. Hindi ko siya pwedeng pwersahin kasi lalo ako magkakasakit. So, let's be patient by helping our bodies recover. Let's not force the way it was working then. Kung hindi kaya, and then hindi kaya. But in any way, dagdagan natin ang ating self-care so that in sickness and in self-care, we can be well, we can be better. And I think our bodies will thank us for that hindi natin siya pinabayaan, na kahit may sakit tayo, even if there's sickness, we have ourselves that we give it to ourselves. We gave it to our bodies. We gave it to our beings. And that's about it, friends. This is something that I hope that is helpful for you. And if it's truly helpful for you, you can just put here in the chat what are your learnings for today or what are your own tips that helped you nung kayo nagkasakit. Share nyo naman. Lagay nyo dyan sa ating comment section ano yung mga ginawa nyo nung kayo yung nagkasakit. So next week, it's going to be another angle, another topic on self-care. And this coming, as I mentioned earlier, wait for announcement here at Michelle Alignay page for the exciting part on my book launch happening on August 31, of course, online, but not. It's a private event. It's not going to be here in Facebook Live, but we hope that you coffee break friends would support that. It's my birthday celebration. It's a fundraising event, and it's also a book launch in the exciting book that's going to come out this month, next month. So I hope, friends, that you enjoy, you learn, and you pace yourselves here at Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle. Take care of yourselves. I'm taking care of myself, so do care for yourself. You can care for you. So this is Dr. Michelle. See you again next week for Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle.